Hey, kia ora, Markie here. So thank you for tuning in to this video. Not that I'm sure we actually tune into videos anymore, but that's showing my age. This is probably the most important video of mine that you'll ever watch. So thank you for being here. And just a kind of introduction for those of you who haven't watched any of my programs or episodes before, just to give you a context. So my name is Mark Lindsay Early. I'm a psychotherapist by profession. I work with quite a wide range of things, but specialist things, including sexual harm, sexual abuse. I work with both victims and perpetrators, and I work with a lot of children who've demonstrated concerning sexual behaviour or unusually sexualised behaviour for a child, problematic behaviours of a sexual nature. So that's one of a big thrust of the work I do. So the channel that I have is called Mark the Demystifier, and covers a very wide range of things. The thing that connects them all is making sense of things which often are misreported, misunderstood, not clearly explained, and this kind of falls into that category really, because there's a lot of massive amount of misinformation around this area, and of course sensationalism. And this video is off the back of something which everybody is talking about at the moment, which is this Momo thing. And I'll put a link down below to an article about that, but just to explain briefly what that is for those of you who might not be aware. They're reported a lot in the press and a lot on social media, and even schools are responding to this. Allegedly, children's content, like things like Peppa Pig, on social media is being interrupted with a film or an image of a kind of spooky image, this spooky kind of face, which is supposed to be Momo, who kind of engages the children in conversation, sometimes gets them to ring a certain number, and then progressively suggests worse and worse and more dangerous and horrible things for them to do, which generally revolve around things like sort of harming themselves or harming others. So it's, it's a horrific thing, and it's a scary image. How much of this is based on fact and truth is not clear at the moment. It seems a very confused area, but people like YouTube are saying, well, we're not getting reports about this, so we're not really sure. We would take it down immediately, and I think they would. Even though YouTube well, Facebook, they're not great at taking things down, are they? I see a lot of kind of inappropriate content on Facebook, but if anyone puts anything about breastfeeding up there or something, they take it straight down, which is kind of crazy. So that's the context of this, and the reason I'm shooting this video now is because I think this Momo thing, although it's horrible and it's frightening children, it's probably been made worse by all the talk about it, and the fact that the images are now being shared by people reporting on the story, which is kind of exposing more children to those images. So children that aren't actually seeing these videos are hearing about them and probably getting scared. So it's kind of almost one of these self-fulfilling prophecies. What I want to do really is to take this opportunity while this is in the news and in everyone's consciousness to cut away from this and look at something which is far more real and substantial, and nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about Momo, and rightly so, because it's a scary thing. But how much it's based on fact is very unclear. Probably not very much. So this is probably quite a small scale problem. Much as it's emotive, it's alarmist, it's horrifying. I find the idea horrifying. There is something much more dangerous and insidious going on that nobody talks about. And I've been meaning to shoot something on this for a while, and this has kind of prompted me to do it. So this is what the video is going to be about. So what I'm talking about is pornography, and I'm not talking about illegal pornography. I'm talking about pretty much about mainstream pornography, but I am talking about online pornography. I'm not talking about magazines and things that people might buy in a sex shop. I'm talking about online pornography and how it's very, very easily accessible, and children are accessing it on a massive scale. And I am personally seeing some of the effects of this, and you may be too, perhaps without even realising. And this is an absolutely massive problem, And rather than worrying about Momo, horrible as that is, you know, I want to draw your attention to this, and I want to call on your help to spread awareness around this so that something gets done, because this is an epidemic and nobody is talking about it. So this is the video. I tend to shoot videos in small chunks because I can't, at the moment, I can't upload longer videos. So this will be a multi-parter. So this is part one, which is kind of introduction and context setting. So we'll finish shortly, and then we'll go into part two, which will be me putting my cards on the table, stating where I'm coming from on this whole issue, because I'm not coming from a moral stance. A lot of people will be thinking, oh, this is some Christian who's some Puritan who is going to be lecturing me about the evils of pornography, and I can assure you I'm not. That's not the place I'm coming from. I'm actually coming from quite a scientific place. So, but we'll go more into that in the follow-on video. Then I'm going to talk about the effects of pornography on children and young people, and so that'll be part three. Part four, it might go into more parts, might be fewer parts. Part four, I'm going to talk about something which nobody is talking about, but internet pornography is having a physiological effect on the brain and is changing the way people operate and changing people's moods. It's making guys unable to have sexual relationships with a partner. I'm talking mainly about guys because it seems to be guys that this is affecting. And this is, again, nobody's talking about this. This should be shouted from the rooftops. And then probably the conclusion will be around maybe looking at some, if not solutions, but things that can be done to minimise the harm at the very least. So I'm interested in your thoughts on this. Please do use the comments box below. Please do share this video. If you find if you press the share button and nothing happens, that's probably because you're not a subscriber you've probably not signed up with a YouTube account. So what I would really encourage you to do is to set up a YouTube account. It doesn't take very long. You do have to have a Gmail email. That doesn't take very long to set up. It's all free. All the Gmail email is free, and the signing up for as a YouTube member is free. That then means that you can press the little like button, the little thumbs up thing. You can comment and you can share this, so it gets spread around. And I really appreciate if you would do that, or if not, just copy the link and share it on your Facebook or on your Twitter or whatever that might be. Any way we can get the word out is brilliant, or just share some of the things that I've talked about. So never mind about Momo, horrible thing, nightmarish, bit of a bogeyman. The other thing that I forgot to mention that I would like to touch on perhaps more briefly is the kind of some of the not necessarily the psychology of how these scare things can come about and can get proliferated, but look at other examples of where kind of similar bogeys like Momo have occurred and have scared people in times past, including the recent past. So we're gonna touch on that one as well. So please stick with me. It's important stuff. The videos are short and snappy. Watch them over a prolonged period if you like. You don't have to sit and listen to me for any great length of time. And hopefully with a bit of people power we can make things better. So I'll talk to you very soon. Markie.